And we're live
It's
with
showtime,
another
apparently.
episode of Outlaws Outtakes, which I just started to use the possessive with.
And your neurogum seems to have taken effect.
Yeah. You know what's very interesting? Did you happen to see the artwork I made for this morning's live?
No, I did not see it. Where would I have seen it?
On LinkedIn or
Oh,
YouTube?
right. As the premiere, no, I
Right,
didn't
right,
see it.
right. The placeholder. Anyway, so I'm working on this play, Death of a Salesman, and there's this theme that is close to me. And but when I say close, it's a challenge, and it comes from both Don Quixote and Death of a Salesman. I'm sure it's in other things, and it's when an individual sees who they really are, and they have this grandiose dream and idea of who they
Grandiose.
are. Grandiose, yeah, idea of who they are, and the reality strikes them, and it, in essence, kills them. Right, right. And that's what I find that I've been kind of grappling with the past 48 to 72 hours of looking at myself and seeing the fool I am and going, oh, fucking Greg, like, you're just, you're a failure.
Got it. Well, here's some esoteric wisdom for you. You can see the fool icon or archetype as a failure, but it's also a very important archetype because it's both the beginning and the end of the Tarot cycle, and it's a symbol of a kind of paradox of existence, because you have to be foolish enough to believe in your own path and to follow your own foolish intrinsic sort of ideas, right? And at the same time, you have to be willing to not take yourself so seriously that you have a heavy ego that when it gets dismantled feels like you're dying, right?
Right. And that's what's interesting in Death of a Salesman. Willie, his ego, well, like he's offered help and he won't take it because of his ego. And also, he's just been living on lies, and his boys, are just the three of them. Well, the older one, Biff, not so much, but Hap and Willie. And that's what I'd look anyway.
It's like Breaking Bad too.
Well, how so? I don't see that one.
Walter White's character is constantly bumping into the foolishness of his own ego, the lies that he tells himself and others. Like, I haven't seen the whole series. I'm still I think I have a couple, like a season.
Oh, you've been watching it?
Yeah.
That scene when he comes in and blows up the Mexican gang office.
Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That still sticks with it. That's where I think was the turning point where
for sure. But in terms of this idea of the fool archetype, the idea that we spend all this time and energy putting a face on that we think we need to put on in order to be quote unquote successful, right? That's the foolishness.
Well, I think for me, what I've been coming up to is then do the work, Greg. Like if you don't want to be the fool living in this made up imaginary world, do the work. So like this play that I'm working in, do the work. Learn the lines, do the work. Moped Outlaws, do the work. Whatever it is,
There's a famous Buddhist saying, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Right? It's like, do the work. It's like, swoosh. Like,
just do it. Right.
Now, here's the thing. You don't have to do it feeling bad about yourself.
No, that I believe.
Right? Yeah. The idea of I'm a failure, that's optional.
Right. Right. And part of it, before we dove into this live, I was kind of thinking, we all have individual challenges. Like, this is my challenge right now, is this energy. And there's there's some threads you're aware of in my life that have made themselves known in this tapestry of Greg.
Yeah, you came here to work on those things.
God darn it.
I think of Richard Nixon as a gigantic failure, and largely because of the Watergate and how he had to resign. That's a really clear indication. But what we forget is just how terrible opening up China turned out for the American workforce and our American manufacturing. Right? This idea like Nixon goes to China and he opens up trade with China, and 50 years later, we are at the mercy of China and we've lost all of our manufacturing jobs. The unions have no power. People are living on just the thinnest margins of wages, all because we opened up labor markets to China. So Nixon was a freaking failure, dude, a big failure, not just to himself, but to his whole country and the whole basis of manufacturing. And he thought he was doing something really great. And in a way it was like probably there's one of the aspects of this giant failure of Nixon is that we actually have better dialogue with China, right? We actually do have relationships. So it's just, that's the way it is. If you want to zero sum game anything, you can look at it however you want. I choose to look at Richard Nixon as a terrible failure. That's
what. Well, he certainly seemed to have a lot of agreement with you in that outlook. He wasn't really happy with his own self.
Yeah. But as far as you go, I see a little bit of laughter. I see some neurogum kicking away, and it sounds like you're going to get shit done today.
I fucking better.
Yeah. I have a speech for my high school reunion that I have to learn, but I don't have to memorize it because I know I'm using the paper, but I want to know it well enough that I don't have to actually read it. I just read through it to get that. Oh, it's this section. That's the level I'm at with it.
Where's that taking place? Oh, in Berkeley.
Yeah, Berkeley High School, class of '81.
So, what is it? You're like your 45th?
45th. Yep.
Do you think like you could just have a 3x5 card with bullet points, and so instead of having the whole speech written out, you just have bullet points with you? And
no,
I have some shimpa around people who have memorized speeches.
Well, it's because it's a goal for you as an actor. It's a critical function of being an actor.
Well, there's that,
right? And as a speech giver, one could argue that being able to do it with your clicker in your hand and a little mic over here without a teleprompter would be great. But what are the main tools that most speakers have? A teleprompter.
Right.
So, hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it fun. It's designed to lift everybody's spirits and invigorate them.
Right on.
That's who I am.
When is it?
Saturday night.
Saturday night's all right for a fight. Saturday night's all right.
Yeah, we had a local celebrity, Frank Gifford, who was no, that's not his name. That was the name of a sportscaster. There's a local news personality named Frank, whose last name escapes me, who canceled last minute. He was going to be our keynote speaker. So I stepped up, and I'm sure I'm going to get some people who are like, oh, do we even need a speech? But by the time they get through hearing from me, they will forget all about that.
Awesome. Cool. Well, brother, anything more on your mind for immediate attention?
Just the great words of Scoot Nisker.
If you don't like the world news, go
out and make some of your own.